So you and John were close to the same age. You used to play together a lot when you were little.
Well, I was a little older than John, and anything John could do, I could do too, including riding cabs. Get thrown off.
Chew tobacco? And chew tobacco?
Well, that was later. I was getting grown up then.
Boy.
Did you tell Sharon about that?
Oh, that was many years later. Dad had some land being broke up with a steam engine, and steam engines have to have water to produce steam, so they called him a water monkey, a man that hauled the water in tanks. He had a big heavy overcoat. Of course, this was in the spring and it was cold, or sometimes it was rainy weather, and name was Chris Hansen. He had to haul that water from creek or some down to the river or something like that. Well, he had this big long coat. He had to hang it in the shed. That was we come into the shed before we got into the house. But he had to hang it in the shed, and in his pocket was a pound chewing tobacco. It was about so long. Well, it was stuck in the pocket, but it was sticking out. We had to examine that. So Mama said, leave it alone. That's Chris' property. Don't touch it. Well, when she wasn't watching, we took the butcher knife. We just cut off a little bit.
Just enough to give it a try, huh?
Well, about that time, it was time to go and get the cows. So we started over the hills, and we started chewing too right now. And before we got very far, why we were getting kind of sick, so we thought chew it faster, and we swallowed all that.
Oh.
Wasn't it kind of sweet? Isn't that why
Yes,
it's
it
called?
tasted a little bit like licorice. But I guess maybe that's,
Maybe it was flavored with it.
I don't know. Well, anyway, we chewed before we got where the cows were. We were so sick we couldn't see the cows. But we managed. The cows knew they were supposed to come home, so started for home, and we followed them. Brother John always had a kind of a chicken stomach. Everything would upset him, and so he was so sick he'd lay down on the ground. And he'd heave and he'd heave.
You got to chase the cows, huh?
And then I brought the cows home. Well, John took a shortcut for the house, and Mama met me at the door. She says, you know what? Maybe John's going to die because you went and gave him some of that tobacco. Because I was older than John. Well, I was worried about John.
She thought she'd give you a good scare, huh?
Sure she did.
I bet you were pretty sick yourself, huh?
Of course I was. I swallowed that stuff too.
Oh.
That was that.